Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We're excited to have you with us for today's topic. We're going to be speaking about challenges, why they're there in the first place, how to deal with them, and how to overcome them. I think it's something that all of us can relate to. There's nobody that I know personally in life that hasn't gone through a challenge. And if I remember correctly, from my teenage years, those were some of the most challenging years of my life. But for me, the challenges were something that I would run away from. I would try and solve. I would try and numb. And today we're going to learn a different perspective on challenges. And what will help us to do that is knowing where they come from and why they're there. So today's discussion is all about challenges. So we hope you're at home joining us, thinking about what challenges that you're going through so that you can actually go through this journey with us and create this learning with us. So I just want to welcome Arrington here with us, Momo and Rachel. It's so great to have you guys here. And I just want to throw out a general question to all of you. Do you remember some of the challenges that you were going through as a teenager, or even now, that you think teenagers can relate to or speak to or understand?
100%, 100%. One of the ones that have actually stretched out from my teenage years to my adult years, because I never dealt with it, I would say was fear of what other people think of me, and
That's what I was gonna say.
trying to be friends with everybody, not making anybody hate me, not making anybody mad, trying to play the peacemaker between two fighting parties, anything to do with me not being the bad guy. That has stretched into adulthood, and I'm like, wow, like if I look back, I really never took a stance for myself or what I believed in or what meant anything to me, because I was too busy worried about what did they think, was the issue, and I'm seeing all the effects of that now in adulthood. And it's pretty challenging if you never stand up for what you believe in to know who you are by the end of the
Sometimes
day.
you don't even realize you're doing it as well. So it's even harder. Like sometimes that you are a people pleaser, but you're not even self-aware enough to know that that's going on with you. So it's even more.
So I have a question, because both of you seem to be experts in the subject. What can you give us an example? Because people pleasing seems like, how is that a challenge for you? Because if you think about it, you're friends with everybody loves you. So how could that be? How is that even a challenge?
It's hard because let's say when someone disrespects you or in some way makes you feel uncomfortable, or that it hit like some, a boundary or line for you, you struggle with like saying something, because that if you say something, you create beef, you're creating drama, you're creating a whole mess that everybody's involved in. So it's like, is it worth, so you kind of go down this rabbit hole, like, is my feelings worth making this drama out of it? Which it always is. If
Is the
you're feeling,
conflict worth it?
yeah, is the conflict worth it? But I think it is, because if you're clearly feeling uncomfortable in some way, or someone pushed you, in the wrong way, you have to say something. But the people pleasing comes in saying, no, I won't say anything. It's not worth it. I'll just, put my feelings under the rug.
And what
So
ends up happening is you now get walked all over constantly, because people are used to you not putting up a fight. So they learn to manipulate that or use it for their own gain. And you're too much of a people pleaser to say anything about it, because you still want them to like you. So like you can even recognize that people are using and abusing your good nature, and you're still just gonna be like, it's okay, don't worry about it. Yeah, I'll be there, whatever you need. No. Like it's ridiculous. And then at the end of the day,
So just to be clear, Momo, for you, it's like the challenge is that once that happens, people keep walking all over you, and then they don't stop. They realize they can. And for Rachel, it was like a big part of it was like realizing that the things that I had to say and the way that I felt never really came out. I didn't respect it. That's a big challenge. Okay. Wow.
For me, that was actually the complete opposite. I was a super shy kid. And so, but whenever someone would try to do something like that, I would actually either physically fight them or verbally fight them when that would happen.
The opposite.
And the complete opposite. And but because I was so shy for most of my my teenage years, those conflicts didn't happen, and if they did happen, it ended very quickly too, because of that.
Badly.
And badly.
So
And
what is the challenge? What is the challenge on the other? It's interesting because we always have new panelists, and it's so great to hear everybody's thoughts and opinions. So what is it like to be on the other side? Like, what challenges did you deal with if it wasn't like not being heard or being walked all
Yeah,
over?
so for me, it was tough to find and meet new friends, right? So I'll give you an
Mm.
example. So when I went to college for the first time, my first day of college, they have orientation. You're with all of these kids. You're meeting the college, you're seeing the school, meeting some professors, and so on. Because I never developed the skill of meeting people, putting myself out there, and really engaging with people, I had so much social anxiety that within the first 2.5, 3 hours, I literally had to walk to my car and sit inside of my car for a good 30 minutes,
Wow.
45 minutes, just to compose myself, just so I could figure out, like, oh my gosh, can I do this? Am I going to college for the first time? Can I do this? There's all these people, they're already friends with each other. How's that even possible? And I could see exactly why I'm like totally outside of the circle. No one's really talking to me, and all of these thoughts were running through my head. And so that was the biggest challenge, was that I had no idea how to make friends. Even though I did have some friends, good friends, but meeting new people and getting myself into a new environment, I had no idea how to do it.
Wow.
Mm.
Thank you. I
Come
mean,
to
thank
me,
you
I'll
for
teach you
sharing, because
exactly how to do it.
what, Momo?
You should have come to me. I'll teach you exactly how to do it. You let them walk all over you.
You let them walk all over you, and then you end up with the other problem.
Yeah,
Instead of
exactly.
social anxiety, you end up with like a full-time job of taking care of all of your friends.
No, I think there's a better way.
100%.
Yes,
100%.
and that's what we're gonna discuss today. We're gonna realize that, that these challenges aren't there random, and it's interesting how, I'm sure watching at home, you have your own set of challenges, whether it's social anxiety, whether it's being a people pleaser, whether it's school and the fact that school is hard and that also causes anxiety, whether it's juggling the fact that you have all that at once, friends and school, and trying to, there's a lot going on in teenage years. And what we want you to do as you're listening is just to start to think, what is your challenge? Because today we're going to unpack it. We're going to learn more secrets about it. We're going to understand why it's there. And that might help you change your perspective towards that challenge. So thank you guys for opening up and for sharing. And we're going to definitely go into these challenges a bit further. But join us for episode 2, where we talk about these challenges and we learn why they're there, so that we can ultimately confront them, overcome them, beat them, and we can get the tools that we need in episode 3, get the tools that we need to face our challenges today. You're going to get the tools specifically from Rachel, Momo, and Arrington, the tools and the hacks that they use to move out of their challenges and move into their light. So we got a lot coming up in today's talk. Join us for episode 2 and for episode 3. And thank you so much for watching. See you soon.